Hi everyone, I'm Tracy Patton and this is Sizzle in the Middle. Adventurize your life. So, are you out there adventurizing your life? Are you taking great adventures? I hope you are. So today, I have an amazing adventure story. You know, sometimes adventures can be very scary experiences, and it's all what you do with those adventures, how you turn them into something really positive that really counts. My guest today is Pamela Michell. Hi, Pamela.
Hi, Tracy.
Thank you for being here.
Thank you for inviting me.
So tell us your story.
Tracy, I survived attempted murder at the hands of a serial offender, and that followed a period of captivity and torture and a really long, horrific experience.
And you were held captive for how long?
It was a progression. The last 3 months of the time I spent with Darren Woodley was completely, basically under lock and key. He denied access to a telephone, even the toilet.
Oh, so in the beginning, Pamela met this guy and befriended this guy, and the guy was basically, well, he had a plan. He had a plan to kidnap you and hold you hostage, but it took a long time. And so you guys were living in this house with your sick mother, and then things turned, right? So you thought this guy was your friend. He was helping you with your situation with your mom, and then things shifted. What happened? How did you know that he turned into the bad guy that he clearly was?
Well, I really didn't see it coming. Because my mother was under hospice care, we had a lot of medication in the house. And unbeknownst to me at the time, until very recently, he was drugging me through most of that period. And it kept me just a little bit foggy so that my mind wasn't working clearly.
So when he was drugging you, did you know he was drugging you?
No, initially I didn't. I didn't know that he was drugging me until the period where I had sustained so many serious injuries, I was requesting relief from pain.
So how was he doing that?
A variety of ways. He was putting it primarily in my food.
Wow, that's like there was a movie not too long ago that I saw where that happened, and the woman was getting, it was an old movie, and the woman was just continuously drugged, and she couldn't get out of that stupor. So then let's fast forward, because unfortunately we don't have a whole lot of time, to him strangling you and that last part. What happened then?
Well, typically when someone is strangled, they die. Your vocal cords puff up and you cease to breathe. In my case, it stayed open just a little bit. I regained consciousness, and once I was able to escape and get to the emergency room, the doctors there didn't even recognize the injury.
So take us just for a minute to that escape part, and so he attacked you, he strangled you, and then did he think you were dead and then walked away, and then how were you able to escape him?
Basically, it was like a game of cat and mouse.
Uh-huh.
I didn't give him any indication that I had this realization. As I regained consciousness, I realized I had to get out or I was going to die there. I didn't give him any indication that I had this enlightenment. And I played along with him. When he gave me the pain pills that evening, I went ahead and took it. I hid it in a hole in my teeth. My teeth were so broken up.
Because you were saying that he would check your mouth to make sure you took the pills?
Yes, he would. He would stick his fingers in and move them around my mouth to make sure that I had taken whatever medication he had given me, knowing that if I had taken the dose of morphine that he'd given, I'd be asleep for many, many hours, and then he could kind of reduce his guard and sleep himself.
And so you finally escaped. Where was he when you escaped?
He was right there next to me.
Sleeping?
He was asleep.
Because you had faked it and you put the pill in the hole in your tooth?
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
And I wasn't able to sleep laying down because of this strangulation. My breathing was so labored, I had to stay upright. So at that particular night, he didn't sleep right next to me like he normally would because I had to be upright. So that gave me just a little bit of freedom that if I could get up and move very quietly.
Then that's how you escaped. Okay, where is this guy? We'll move it forward. You escaped, you got help, and you pressed charges, and where is this guy today?
He is in Walla Walla, Washington. He has been sentenced to 30 years for his crimes. That process took 4 years from my escape until the sentencing. And during that period, of course, I couldn't talk about this case.
And so you're just now able to come out and share your story.
Indeed.
And let's talk about phase 2. Let's talk about the good part of your adventure, that positive new phase of your life where you turn this around and you say that you are not a victim.
Absolutely. I got my start in fundraising at Homeward Bound in Phoenix. And before this experience, I was a professional fundraiser for years. At Homeward Bound, Dr. Pamela Michell taught me that there are no victims of domestic violence that live. You're either a corpse or you are a survivor.
And how did you become a survivor? What makes you survive? What made you get past this?
In an abusive situation, gradually you give your power away to another party. As you start taking back that power, you get to make the choice. How is this experience going to affect me for the rest of my life? I can be bitter. I got plenty of reasons that people will feel sorry for me. Or can I turn this around and make it into something positive? And I get to make that choice.
And clearly you did.
I did.
I mean,
that's
look
the
at
greatest
you.
part.
Look at her. She is the epitome of light and happiness. And let's talk about exactly what you did to turn this around. And let's talk about Survivor on a Mission. What is that?
Survivor on a Mission is basically an awareness campaign, bringing family violence back to the forefront.
And you go around and speak?
I look for speaking opportunities as well as collaborative partners to implement a safety net system that I've designed, and we're just attracting the right funding partners so we can pilot that right here in Los Angeles.
And we gotta wrap this up. And you are the national spokesperson, right?
I am a national spokesperson for the National Domestic Violence Hotline, which you can reach at 1-800-799-SAFE. Their website is www.ndvh.org.
And before we go, in addition to starting this incredible campaign, Pamela has written poetry about her experience. So will you read just a little stanza from this?
I would love to. This one stanza is from a copyright collection that I have available on my website, which is currently under development. It is called Stepping Out of Silence. Isolated and tortured, held captive in Seattle, broken ribs, nose and jaw, indeed an uphill battle. A coroner would recognize what ER docs didn't know, as strangulation typically is a deadly blow. As fate would have it, I was spared, a long way still to go.
Well, thank you, Pamela Michell. Thank you for your amazing story, your poetry, which, by the way, you can find the rest of this poem on survivoronAmission.blogspot.com, and you can also read more about her story. Thank you.
Thank you, Tracy, for the opportunity to share my experience.
And I'm Tracy Patton for Sizzle in the Middle, and please go out and create adventures in your life, and I'll see you next time.